Namaste, friends. I hope you're doing well. Let's talk about Mars in the second house. The second house is called Dhana Bhava. Dhana. Dhana means wealth. Not only that, the second house denotes speech, family inheritance, legacy, food habits, and also charity. Okay. So if you have this configuration, that is Mars is in your second house, some of the auspicious results would be you will be a very tolerant person. You have the capacity to withstand that annoyances around you. I mean, say if you have an authoritative boss in the office, or a nagging spouse at home, or a pretty annoying friend around you, you have the tolerance to just nod your head and take it easy, try to listen what they're saying, and be around them without even getting any impact out of their annoyances. And that's something which is good because you can control that part of your emotion. Because Mars is although it's a malefic planet, malefic graha, but then it has its good qualities as well. So if it's on a good friendly position, or it became a functional benefic, it is conjuncted with some of the friendly grahas, and its auspiciousness will increase. And once it does, then you'll see how fruitful it will become in your life. So yeah, let's continue. One will be tolerant with people. Your interest will be naturally on the agricultural side. You'll feel that the farming, horticulture, or whatever, something to do with the agriculture side is your interest. You'll do great in that. Even just have a garden at home. You'll feel more connected to the nature. As far as your physique is concerned, you have a very lean body. You are not overweight, or you're not you're too thin. You just have that right body, because Mars is the lord of sports, lord of vitality, lord of energy. See, if you have Mars in a very positive position for you, you will tend to create that influence. You tend to create that bodily perfection in you. It doesn't matter how old or young you are. You'll keep a good diet. You do exercise. Sometimes what happens is, if you're when you are in the dasa, or the ruling of Mars at certain point of time in your life, all of a sudden your mind switches. You feel that, okay, from tomorrow onwards I'm going to quit smoking, or I'm going to quit drinking, or whatever it is. I want to start a very healthy lifestyle. I want to eat good food. I want to go to the gym. I want to go for morning walks and all that. It suddenly changes a person. Why? Is because this is the influence of Mars. Okay. What else? Of course, needless to say that if you have a strong Mars in your second house, you have more sons than daughters. It is seen in every charts. Every 100% of my consultation, I see this happening. Your interest, or rather than putting your interest, if you're because it's house of wealth. If you're doing any of the business that I'm going to say right now, then I can almost guarantee that you're making a lot of money, right? But then if you're not, let me tell you what are the important businesses that you can do in order to gain wealth. Naturally, effortlessly, you won't have any problems. It will just go so smoothly, and you'll earn a lot of money. So the business are building constructions, machineries, machine parts and all that, kettles, farming, anything to do with farming, or kettles, tradings, agriculture related business, businesses which has wool and coal in it, COAL, coal in it, and also in the shipping line. What else? Yeah, of course, to herbal medicines. So these are the some of the businesses that you can do, or rather you should be doing, in order to gain a lot of money. Right? This is something that I've seen as well. What else? So if you have also Mars in a very positive position, the money that you earn, the wealth that you gain, right? You are very prudent in it. You do not simply spend. You are very thrifty. You're frugal in your spending. You think twice. If it's not required, you would not buy. That sort of qualities you have. So you tend to save a lot. And your lifestyle, it would not be very lavish. Although you have the money, you tend to keep it low. You tend to be, not too boastful. You'll have a simple house, a comfortable car, the kind of thing. You will not be, you know uh, overly expressing yourself when it comes to money, although you'll have a lot of money. All right. Again, yeah, you're prudent in your financial matters. Okay. And because you're thinking like this, you will naturally make a lot of money, wealth. You will gain all this, and this will continue to your children's, because the second house is also the house of legacy, inheritance. And your money will naturally be going to your kids. They will enjoy all the benefits. You put the hard works, because your character is such. You do not want to sit at home. You want to go out. You want to earn money. You're constantly thinking on how to gain money, and you will achieve a lot eventually. And this money will be going to your children's. And this is something good. This is in fact one of the best yogas that I can think of. If you have Mars in the second house, it gives you the tenacious ability, right? Yeah. So again, tenacity is a big deal here. You will, when you wake up in the morning, you'll just jump out of the bed and start the day with full of zeal and full of enthusiasm. Because Mars, that's what one of the most important karakas for Mars is tenacity, your tenacious ability to move on, to have that very strong willpower is seen if you have this. So, and it's one of the best yogas. Again, I keep saying it. What else? Yeah, power in speech. When you say something, it will really go to the heart of the person who's listening. It goes straight to the heart, because it has so much of power, so much of zeal, so much of strength in that speech of yours. And you can be a great orator. Okay, you can do public speaking. You can be an excellent politician. You can be a teacher, a lecturer, a professor, whoever that conveys messages. A guru, a spiritual guru. It doesn't matter. You can be anyone, a preacher, because your words really goes pretty deep to the people. It goes really deep, and that's a good advantage. If you're a writer or something, it's not bad. It's good, but I would suggest that you go out of your comfort zone. Don't just be within your office, within your house. Go out, talk to people, socialize, and trust me, your life will significantly change, because that's what you are meant to do: to meet people, to talk to them, to influence them. And if you're doing sales, you'll be very good. I mean, if you're out there doing sales job, I mean, you'll really be successful. All right. So whatever job you're doing, which has nothing to do with communicating to others, give it a try. Parallelly, side by side, give it a try. Maybe you can study like a part-time thing. Motivational speakers, for an example. Give it a try, and you'll be surprised. So let's look at some of the adverse effects, or rather the inauspicious results, if you have Mars in a very bad position. So Mars can be very damaging, because naturally it's a malefic graha. Okay, it's a graha of heat, and a graha of anger, and an emotional outburst is seen in Mars. So because Mars it goes back to the association of Lord Karthik or Lord Murugan in the Tamil community, where he is a lot of war. Okay, he's a lot of war, he's a lot of intelligence, he's a lot of speech. And so if it's damaged, then it can be very, very, very bad in a person's life. Okay, because these are the essential things, courage, speech, a quick thought, tenacity, determination, persistence, and all these are the very essence of success. So if you have that in a malefic condition, in a malefic site, you're bound to have many problems in life. In fact, failures will be there on and on and on. So let's talk about that. What happens if it's adverse? First of all, your speech will be very harsh. You're very rude. You can be very audacious. You speak out your mind, and I don't have to say it, but you should know for yourself what happens if you're rude what happens if you're harsh. It's never a positive ending. You're going to have many enemies. Your circles of friends will be less. Your life would be having many adversities. You'll stumble upon many roadblocks. It's just so difficult if you have a very rude and audacious speech. And many people have, if they have this Mars in the second house, they're always in debt. Some of the people who come from a consultation, they keep saying that no matter what they do, no matter how much they earn, they're always in debt. They just don't have the money. They just can't save. It's like there's a hole in their hand. When money comes in, it just drops, and they just don't understand why are they always in debt. They are trying as much as possible to solve their debts, but they just can't do it. In fact, I'll come up with a video on how to solve debts. There is a technical approach based on Vedic astrology on how to quickly solve your debts. But then before that, let's continue here. So yeah, money doesn't stay. You're always in debt, and then you'll be wondering why is this happening. There's a high chance that you have Mars debilitated, or either Mars is in a very bad position in the second house, right? So people are always, they're going backwards in life. It's always poverty, it's always stress, it's always, dissolution, staying away from the family to earn more money because they're in need, doing a job which they hate, but then they have to do due to, financial obligations. This sort of things will happen. One is considered deprived of wealth. You'll be deprived of wealth. You'll be deprived of happiness. It destroys everything in your life, because once you don't have money, needless to say, nothing else happens in life. Correct? It makes life so difficult. It's like dragging a huge boulder, right? You find it so hard to move in your life, and your day-to-day activity seems to be also falling apart because of this huge burden you're carrying on yourself. The other thing about this Mars on the second house, you'll have very bad food habits. You're naturally obese. You eat just all the greasy stuff, all the the bad junk foods, and all that is what you consume, because you see you're trying to compensate your failures with food. That's what you'll do. You see, some people they eat a lot when they are sad, correct? So this is very true if they have Mars an issue in their chart. All the people that I'm seeing, they have who do this. In fact, I'll have a question and answer for them time, and most of the time they're saying they just don't understand why do they keep eating. They, although as much as they don't want, but the first thing for them to go to the kitchen, open the fridge, and get something and eat, and then according to them, they feel contented by doing so, by eating, by constant eating. They feel happy, and a little bit contentment comes into their life. So the reason being is Mars controls food, food habits. So if it's afflicted, then naturally you're going to consume food. You're going to eat and grow, and that's going to have other health issues as well. So this is something for you to realize. If you're constantly eating, you wake up 2 o'clock in the morning and go to the kitchen and start to eat. This sort of things is very common if you have Mars afflicted. What else? Mars. Yeah. Okay. The other thing that I notice is procrastination. You always say, all right, I'll get the job done tomorrow, or maybe I'll get it done later. I'll do it next week. Maybe later. This sort of procrastination is very strong. You just don't want to get it done now. Something tells you that no, it's okay, let's get it done now. It doesn't tell you that. It'll always tell you that find some time, do something else that you like. Go and watch TVs, or go and eat, or go and hang out with your friends, go to the club. That sort of thinking will be predominant rather than getting your job done. So you always say, okay, I have an assignment to complete, never mind, I'll just do tomorrow, or and maybe next week. What happens is you will be forced to do a lot of work when the time for you to submit, or when the time for you to complete your work is approaching, and that creates again much stress in you, and that makes a person failure. because he or she procrastinates. So if you have this procrastination feeling with you, which is predominant, and which you always think, why are you procrastinating it? Do you always ponder to yourself? When you do this, it is I can almost guarantee you have Mars afflicted in your second house. Okay. Okay, yeah, that's a little bit about what I think Mars would do for you in your second house. I hope to cover more in future videos. Hope it's beneficial. See you soon. Thank you. Namaste.